Is in uncharted territory this week. He's on an international speaking tour in Belgium, Sweden, and Norway. He won't be skating on this tour, though. It will be just him, a microphone, and an audience. Our John Howard sat down with Tony to talk about his new venture.
Tell us about this international tour you have coming up.
I've been doing a lot of speaking gigs over the last 8 to 10 years. This is the first time ever doing it on my own, like actually selling tickets to events. I don't know if it'll work, but it's fun, and I'm still trying to recover from an injury, and I am skating, but I'm not skating at a level that I really want to do it in public. So that allows me to still do appearances and be out there.
Let me also ask you, the documentary Until the Wheels Fly Off, was that the name of it? I watched that, great documentary, and you touch a little bit on mental health. Is that some of what you will talk about during this tour or not?
Mostly I talk about my journey of being a super skinny, awkward, outcast kid and learning how to skateboard and trying to find my way through that. I mean, there's a lot of lessons in there in terms of being an outcast, then choosing an outcast activity, then being an outcast within the outcast activity, and it's like, where do you belong?
Yeah.
And you've got to find your sense of purpose.
Well, you've done pretty well.
Oh, well, thank you. But I do feel like there are lessons in that you can apply to other fields, to other interests, and I think the bottom line is to tell people, to encourage them to follow their passion. In the documentary, we're touching on the sort of pressures that I was under as a young, successful professional skater, which was very uncharted because no one had done that before. Skating sort of became popular while I was riding the wave of it, and so we were navigating this territory that no one had ever done before, and it was hard. It was really hard to be under that much pressure, to be so young, to be on display, and it was the 80s. People were harsh. You know what I mean?
Yes.
There was no policing of mean comments, let's put it that way.
But at the same time, imagine what that is for today's skaters with social media.
Sure. Where
there still aren't those rules, but oh my gosh, it's exponential, the type of harsh comments that can reach out there.
Yeah, without question, the advent of social media has changed the landscape in terms of criticism, in terms of being vulnerable. And when I was skating, people would just come up to you and say to you in person. And you know,
people don't have the guts to do that
anymore. Now they do it behind some anonymous username. And so as hard as it was, I feel lucky that I lived through that era because it hardened me to what was to come. Along came social media, and people are keyboard warriors, and that didn't affect me as deeply. And it kind of, I had this shell that I had created, and it was like, you know, that's just all nonsense noise. And I hope that at the very least I can pass that on to maybe kids who are coming up in the age of social media to say, you got to just ignore it. Like, it's like having one heckler in a comedy show. You got to tune that out because the rest of the crowd is with you. They may not be as vocal, but they're with you.
Tony, we appreciate your time as always.
Thank you.